Afternoon, afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, man, you can hear me good, good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hear me good?
Yeah, man, can hear, man. Yeah, man. So, enough
Okay.
respect for joining in.
What
So,
you mean, man? Every time.
we're not gonna really hold it up too long. We'll just run it, and as people join, obviously, then can just tune in, and then when
Okay.
this live finish, we obviously can share it. See?
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah,
how
man.
we're gonna start our work this discussion now is pretty much understanding your story, in terms of how you got this interest in minerals. You understand what I mean? And then
Yeah, man.
you can give me some feedback in terms of what you would have found, and based on what you have found, you can share it in the camera, and then we can talk about it. You know what I mean? So let's start
Definitely.
with you, Mr. Wallace. Now, the community you're from, which community are you from?
Yes, I'm from Plantersall District, Wallace, St. Catherine. My name is Duvuagh Wallace, as you know. And as a past student of Clarendon College, I did geology.
Oh, you did
So
geology.
that,
Oh,
yeah,
so that
man.
is potentially where interest started from.
Right. That may I show you say, well, I just saw your interest spike. 'Cause
Oh,
going to class and then going to river, and when the river come down, everything where they mention in the classroom, you can see it.
mm,
Yeah, man, erosion and what happened after the erosion and sediments,
yeah.
what stop first, what stop last. You understand? Yeah, man.
All right. So in Planters Hall, it's a Planters Hall district. In
Yeah, man.
Planters Hall now. So for one, you're born and grown Planters Hall.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So in terms of the minerals that you will see in Planters Hall, is it a case that you have been seeing these minerals from even before Clarendon College, like from your little youth, you see
Yeah,
minerals?
man. Yeah, man. I don't know what it was. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
So from your little youth, you basically would have been seeing minerals and you have an interest in the minerals.
Yeah, man.
So
Even
now,
a lot of limestone and a lot of glass like rocks. Like this one I may have right here. So it look like a glass. It's so shiny
yeah, yeah.
when
And
it
that you
cuts
find that
straight.
in Planters Hall.
Yeah, man. We have
Okay.
a lot of red. We have red dirt here. So I'm guessing. I'm thinking that the stone breakdown giving us the red dirt here.
Mm,
Hmm.
all right, all right. Okay, so now in terms of that mineral that you have there, uh, you would have you would have done some form of trial with it to see if you can determine what kind of mineral it is. So I believe when we were off here, I asked you to do
Yes.
a vinegar test. So
Yes.
are
Yeah,
you
man.
available for you to do a vinegar test now and to just show us what you see when you drop it in the vinegar?
See, it kind of fizzing.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Fizzing. And
Nice.
as it still longer, it fizz more and more.
The
I
longer
had
it
one
is.
in there previously, and I noticed it's getting smaller.
Oh, you're saying you notice that the mineral is getting small, the one that was in there before.
Yes.
All right. So yes, that indeed is calcite. Uh, and calcite is the mineral that forms limestone. So
Okay.
calcite
Oh.
where you in terms of the chemical or the chemistry makeup of calcite is calcium carbonate. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So generally speaking, we use what you call the acid test to try and determine the kind of mineral. So that's one of the tests we can use. So that's why I gave you the instruction to put some vinegar on it, because if it's a
And
case
going
that
forward, and going forward, and going forward, anytime I find myself down at the keys here, I'm gonna carry some vinegar.
yeah man, use
Yeah,
vinegar,
man.
because once it's a case that you see the mineral fizzing, that suggests that it falls in a certain category. So it can be
Okay.
the carbonates, or it can be the sulfates. It pretty much can be any one of those mineral groups that once it come into contact with the acid, it's going to produce a gas. And that bubble
Okay.
that you see right there, so it's pretty much like the release of carbon dioxide as an example. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
Um, so calcium and carbonate is what makes the calcite. Now, if you notice as well, the one that you just drop in there, it started off having a little light brown, and now you can
Yeah.
see that it's becoming a bit more like
Yeah,
white,
man.
like the one.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that now is highlighting that the impurities that was in it is actually fizzing out.
Oh.
Okay? So impurities, because I mean, in the context of how these minerals would have been formed, some of these
Mm-hmm.
minerals would have been formed in an environment that is not pure, not just pure calcium.
Okay.
So you probably would have magnesium as
And
another
and
metal mineral that is in it. Come on,
and the calcium is formed from organic sea matter built up over the years.
pretty much, yes. In terms of the
So
sediment,
basically, all of this place that is about 380 elevation now was basically under the sea.
correct, correct.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the
Yeah.
seawater in of itself is not just about water. You have salt in the water, but you also have other metals or minerals as well in seawater. So when you have the same animals that make the shells, you know what I mean, like sea snail or any of them clamshell, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
those clamshells can be fit with pretty much some other minerals as well, such as magnesium, such as zinc,
Oh.
such as copper. So that's the reason why you see different colors on it.
Okay.
Uh, as I'm seeing here, pure hash, pure wax. No, so this is calcite, calcite crystals. So show them again, for me, please. Yeah, this
Calcite
is
crystals.
and these calcite crystals is what we use to form sedimentary rocks, as an example, like limestone rock. Um, Now, what I want to briefly speak on is just about how even these minerals would have formed, because in the context of the beginning, it is more than likely that they started off as the seashells or
Mm-hmm.
the animal shells, but then no, after the animal shells died, animal shells drop onto the seafloor, and over years, upon top of years, compaction take place. So
Yeah, man.
generally speaking, now they become a rock of seashell. But then now, when you have even more upon top of more seashell going on top of each other, then the ones that would have been at the bottom basically comes and needs significant weight. And if it's a case now that the weight is also applied with heat or
Mm-hmm.
increasing temperature, like it could burn, and that cooking can then now change the chemical makeup or change up the way how the minerals are aligned in the rock. And that is basically example of how calcite can form. So the same shells can change over into the calcite crystals because of temperature and pressure change. Then, yeah.
Yeah, man. The calcite form out of this dirt.
So that part now is a bit under debate in terms of the bauxite dirt. The theories that suggest that bauxite is formed from calcium carbonate, but then no, there are other theories that suggest that bauxite is formed from breakdown. You can hear me still?
Yeah, man. May I hear now?
Bauxite is formed from the breakdown of volcanic materials, such as
Oh.
zinc or ash. So that part is still, I won't be able to go too deep into that because of the fact that there is a lot of research that's ongoing about that. But what I'd like to mention briefly though is based on where you are located, Planters Hall. As you mentioned, it is basically like four miles south of Bellas Gate.
Correct.
That is significant in terms of what you're seeing with your calcite, because remember what I said a while ago in terms of the temperature and pressure that is applied.
Mm-hmm.
By temperature and pressure being applied, that's how you can then now change over how minerals look. So it is a case that now you're going to see where he is residing. It is nearby Bellas Gate, which also is the space for where volcanic rocks occur. Then that now indicates that the calcite, or where you're currently living, or that
Yes.
limestone area would have
Mm-hmm.
basically cooked by the volcanic rocks that is in the fault.
Oh,
You understand?
whoa,
So the
whoa,
thing now
whoa.
that we have to look at is that based on where you are living now, if you're to drill vertically straight through from, say, for example, where you're standing all the way down to like 1,000 feet down to the ground or in the ground, you probably will
Mm-hmm.
see the limestone at the top, and then underneath it, you will start to see some volcanics underneath it. And that now is giving the evidence that the volcanics is the source of cooking the limestone to make it
Okay.
form the calcite. The other
Oh,
thing to that we can also look at is to say that based on also where you are situated, we can see that there are certain faults. You hear about faults, right?
yeah,
You hear
man.
about faults, earthquake.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, man.
when I look
Earthquake
at the
falls and falls.
exactly. So when I look at the map, the Google terrain map showing me where you are, what it is then now that I see is that I can see the alignment, or we call the general trend of the fault. I can see like a northwest to the southeast, or I can see, so for example, from the northeast to the southwest. You know, and just that alignment shows that there are at least three major fault systems around your area.
Yeah,
So
man.
now we have to look at is what now you can pre is that more than likely in terms of when everything started off, I said it started off with your area directly over the volcanic source, but then now over geologic time you have movement of, say for example, where the certain kind of minerals are because of the fact that you have earthquakes that would have helped to move this over time. So it is not unlikely that, say for example, where Bellas Gate is nearby, you pretty much could also have certain kind of minerals that are somewhat near to where you are as well, metallic
Mm-hmm.
minerals. You understand me? Because the fault system could have transferred or could have transferred some of them the minerals from the to where you are. You understand me?
I
Those
see.
are
Um,
those are the things that
the,
that basically we should look at
woman.
from I think we should look at from the angle of the communities. The communities should be somewhat be aware of the potential of the geotourism, because at the end of the day, the story that exists, as you hear me, I tell you a story now, I tell it based on roots. Everything started and where we are now. There's still certain areas where we know there could be, so for example, copper or gold or whatever it may be. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, even though you buck up on calcite, it could be that, say, for example, down the road, you have to see calcite with some accessory minerals, such as a copper based mineral, such as, say, for example, malachite, whatever it may be, because that exists also at Bella State here, and that could have been
Yeah.
transported to where you are
Transferred.
because of fault systems or even water themselves. You understand?
Me can see some of the falls and when them running.
Yeah.
I can see them with my eyes. And me can see say them run vertically from down here to up there. Yeah. And even from down Colbeck side to come up. I want it a drop. I want it a steep drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So evident. Anytime you want to come look up here, you can come, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. At the end of the day, this is just
Yo,
basically giving you insight in terms of how geology shape what it is that you're seeing with the crystals that you have shown.
mhm.
At the same time, giving insight in terms of the environment that basically set the tone for the minerals that you're seeing with
Another
this
touch that
volcanic.
point there. Right around me, the dirt is not red, but in this patch of plant that's all it red. But if I touch up like 3 miles from here, the dirt change.
Change like what color?
It changed to the same kind of dirt you'll find in Bella's Gate.
That's what black
Yeah, black.
dirt. So
Yeah, man.
so say that again now. So you say right where you are now, you see red dirt, but then
Yeah,
now as you
right, right around me in all direction. If you leave, the dirt change
change from red to
to black.
black. So
Yeah,
that
man.
basically now indicates that the contact zone of what you hear me I mentioned to you in terms of the change
Mhm.
in the volcanics to sedimentary, that what you're talking about, the
Yeah.
changing color from red to black is proof of the contact zone. That contact zone is, so in other words, once you pass that zone there, you're gonna continue on the black. Once you come
Mm-hmm.
back to where you come from, you go on red, and that's a contact zone. And it's likely that that contact zone is false contact. That's what. So the same false them is what result in pretty much you just having that abrupt change.
Change. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just all the enlightenment.
Yeah, man. I'm wishing to learn more, and I look forward for more product from you on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
Yeah, man. I mean, talk to me about the videos now. Yeah, how are
Oh,
they?
mate, they are very informative, man. Very informative. Cause when I youth and I got keys, from my grandmother from up there. Still can go up there anytime. About 2 miles from here. I'm going down a keys bush. See the old cave them. I can see the thing them where I show the green. I come out of the and the pyrite.
Oh, you see the green color. You see the green
Yeah,
color minerals them.
yeah, man. I don't know what it is, but it always intrigued me. Always intrigued me, and I said, "Whoa, what is?" If you can see, you know what I give me inside on it. Yeah, man.
All right. All right. All
Feel
right.
good.
All right. All right. So what I'm just gonna pass on to you know is you see everywhere that you see a particular mineral, document it. Document, so for example, the date you see the mineral, you document where you see the mineral, and if you can even take a photo, you take a photo. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's for your record. Now,
Yeah.
o- over doing this over time, this is like helping you know to be able to tell the story just the same to other people. You know what I mean? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, where you live in
Yeah.
Plantation, this is basically like a real story.
Yeah,
Where
man.
you listen to, you can be able to help share that story to other generations, letting people become a little bit more appreciative about just the minerals what them see and everything what them see. So it's not just about looking at a mineral and just kick it where or dash it where, just because it is not gold, as an example. You understand me I say? It's about
Hmm.
basically knowing that you pretty much can educate people about value behind it all. I'd like to also mention another point as well, that as much as you hear we are talk about geology, I have I'm a big proponent of talking about the connection between geology and health. You understand?
Yeah.
Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, minerals, the same calcium carbonate or calcite that you're looking at right there, so when that is broken down, it basically becomes reformatted in the soil. And in essence, that is where calcium minerals become available in the soil. And what then now happens is that the same plants through the roots absorb the soil, or rather absorb the calcium through the soil. You understand me I say?
Hmm.
And that same
Yeah, man.
calcium then now becomes within the plants. And when we eat plants directly, like if we eat callaloo or pak choy, that's how we get calcium. That's how we get iron. You understand me I say? That's how we
As I talk
basically
about that, as I talk about that, anything I grew up my area, always nicer than anything I grow anywhere else.
yeah man, yeah man, yeah man,
Yeah, man.
yeah man.
I tell
It comes down to the
mango.
mineral. Come back down to the minerals. So at the
Yeah,
end of
man.
the day, like I say, is this is basically showcasing the high connection between geo and bio. You see, and when we talk about human nutrition, animal nutrition, and geo, everything is connected.
Connected.
There is no
Connected.
separation between the two. So hopefully this at least will just foster the beginning for other people across Jamaica and even extending outside of Jamaica into the Caribbean to be able to look
Hmm.
into them community and make some notes, and if it's a case that they feel like they would like to share it, they can come and share it with just the same. See? So that's about it,
Yeah, man.
Mr. Wallace. You have anything else you like to say?
Not at the moment.
All right, so
No.
gonna add your social media accounts them to the description of this video. Thank you again for tuning in. Again,
Yes, sir. Anytime, anytime.
Zane,
I
and
may
I
go.
think
I
I
keep
think
I keep an eyes out and walk with my vinegar. See me.
same way. All right,
Yeah, man.
boss. A little more.
All right. Yeah, man.